Now, South Korea has unveiled a new set of unilateral sanctions aimed at completely shutting off the North Korean regime's foreign currency earnings. Now, it comes in the form of a blacklist, which includes scores of key aides to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Our Connie Kim is live at the Prime Minister's office in downtown Seoul. Connie, so a fresh set of independent sanctions slapped on the North by South Korea just a day after the UN Security Council's adoption of a new resolution.
Right, Connyoung, South Korea was quick in turning the screw a little tighter on North Korea. Now, its own set of unilateral sanctions announcement came a little less than 48 hours. The UN Security Council resolution was adopted, punishing the North for its fifth nuclear test. And the Prime Minister's office says that it hopes today's announcement will urge other countries in issuing their own unilateral sanctions.
South Korea has been playing a leading role for the US, Japan, Australia and the European Union to lay out their own unilateral sanctions. In that Seoul has decided to impose another set of new unilateral sanctions on top of the independent sanctions it imposed on March 8th.
35 new entities and 36 new individuals are targeted in the latest set of sanctions, including the ruling Workers' Party of Korea and two key aides to North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, Workers' Party of Vice Chairman Choi Ryong-hae and Vice Marshal Hwang Byung-seo. It's also worth noting that Seoul has blacklisted a Chinese firm for the first time. The name Tandung Hongxiang Industrial Development may sound familiar, as it was also sanctioned by the U.S. in September for aiding the North's missile program. Under Seoul's latest sanctions, clothing manufactured in North Korea and 11 more North Korean minerals will be banned. Foreign vessels that have docked in North Korea will be prevented from coming into the South for a year, and blacklisted individuals coming from a third country will be banned from entering the South. Now, Seoul says today's announcement is very significant in that it expanded its blacklist and raised international awareness, but some raise concerns that today's announcement will cut down on future opportunities in mending inter-Korean relations. Connyoung?
Well, Connie, we've also heard from the U.S. and Japan that they too have drafted unilateral sanctions against North Korea. Do we have any developments on that front?
Well, Connyoung, you're right. Japan was also very swift in issuing their own set of unilateral sanctions this morning, with its Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga saying that additional measures will all depend on Pyongyang's next moves.
Our position is to consistently take the direction of using dialogue and pressure, actions against actions, until North Korea decides to take specific steps towards solving problems relating to its nuclear and missile development, and others such as the abduction issue, which are of paramount importance.
Tokyo says it'll expand its blacklist to include individuals that have visited North Korea. It'll also ban all ships that have called at ports in Pyongyang and freeze the assets of entities and individuals linked to the North's nuclear weapons program. The U.S. will quickly follow suit, unveiling its independent set of sanctions soon. Washington will reportedly blacklist a North Korean entity that contributes to the North's coal and labor exports. It's also likely the U.S. will blacklist firms accused of supporting the North's nuclear weapons program, like it did with China's Tandung Hongxiang Industrial Development in September. But many North Korea watchers in Seoul tell me that the effects of sanctions will all depend on how much China participates in on the move. Now remember, Beijing accounts for 70% of Pyongyang's total trade and provides food and energy supplies. Connyoung?
Right, Connie, experts have repeatedly pointed to China as being the key in the success of sanctions against North Korea, but just hours ago, Beijing's foreign ministry said it opposes South Korea, U.S. and Japan's moves to slap unilateral sanctions against the North. Whether sanctions route will work this time around remains to be seen. Thank you, Connie, for that. Our Connie Kim, live from South Korea's Prime Minister's office.